Welcome to today's episode. We're going to take a quick look at the idea of holding political leaders more accountable for the wars they initiate. Joining us is Dr. Thomas Carter, a political science professor specializing in international relations. Welcome, Dr. Carter.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here to discuss this important topic.
Let's dive right in. There's a growing sentiment that to deter unnecessary wars, the children of political leaders should be required to serve on the front lines. What's your take on this proposal?
This idea stems from the belief that if leaders' families are directly exposed to the dangers of war, those leaders might be more cautious about engaging in conflicts. Historically, we've seen instances where leaders' children have served in the military. For example, James Roosevelt, the eldest son of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, served as a Marine Corps officer during World War II and received the Navy Cross for his service.
That's an interesting point. However, implementing a policy that mandates military service for politicians' children could raise ethical and practical concerns. What are some potential challenges?
Absolutely. Forcing individuals into military service based solely on their parents' positions could be seen as a violation of personal freedoms. Additionally, it might not be an effective deterrent. Leaders could still make decisions based on political or economic interests, regardless of personal stakes. Moreover, such a policy could be difficult to enforce and might lead to perceptions of tokenism rather than genuine accountability.
Another proposal suggests that when two countries have disputes, their leaders should personally engage in combat, such as a boxing match, to determine the outcome. This concept is quite unconventional. What are your thoughts on its feasibility?
While the idea of leaders settling disputes through personal combat is intriguing and has historical precedents, it's largely symbolic and not practical in the modern era. International conflicts are complex and involve numerous stakeholders. Reducing them to individual combat oversimplifies the issues and doesn't address the underlying causes of disputes. Additionally, such spectacles could undermine the seriousness of international diplomacy and the mechanisms established to maintain global peace.
So, if these proposals aren't practical, what measures can be taken to ensure leaders are more accountable for their decisions to go to war?
Enhancing transparency in decision-making processes is crucial. This includes requiring detailed justifications for military actions and involving legislative bodies and the authorization of force. Strengthening international institutions that promote diplomacy and conflict resolution can also help. Additionally, fostering a culture where leaders are held accountable by their constituents through democratic processes is essential. Educating the public about the complexities of war and its consequences can lead to more informed electorates that demand responsible leadership.
It seems that while the idea of personal stakes for leaders in warfare is compelling, practical solutions lie in systemic changes and public engagement. Thank you, Dr. Carter, for sharing your insights on this complex issue.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure discussing these important topics.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. We want to also hear your idea about this topic through your comment. Until next time, stay informed and engaged. Don't forget to subscribe to our page and share to others, like and comment.